Rain tapped softly on the tin roof of a modest house tucked away on the edge of Montgomery, Alabama. Inside, 14-year-old Jamal Carter sat cross-legged on the worn linoleum floor, his textbook spread before him, illuminated by a flickering lamp with a broken shade. The house smelled faintly of cornbread and old paper, a smell Jamal associated with warmth and his late grandmother. He lived here now with his mother, who worked 2 jobs to keep the lights on, and his little sister, Mia, who loved bedtime stories and peanut butter sandwiches. Jamal was smart, not just book smart, but people smart. He knew how to read moods, anticipate needs, and offer help before anyone asked. He also knew how hard his mother worked and how many things they went without. That was why, every Saturday, he took his backpack, half filled with his sketchbook and a sandwich, and caught the number 9 bus downtown to the diner where he worked odd jobs in exchange for tips and meals. He liked the diner. The clatter of dishes, the jazz playing softly on the radio, the hum of conversations, they gave him a sense of belonging. That Saturday started like any other. Jamal mopped the floor, bussed tables, and chatted with the regulars. But around lunchtime, an elderly couple walked in who caught his attention. The man wore a faded suit with a carefully knotted tie, and the woman had a gentle grace, her silver hair pinned up neatly. They sat quietly in the corner booth, their hands entwined. Jamal watched them order coffee and a single plate of scrambled eggs to share. He overheard the woman whisper, "It's okay, Henry. This is enough. We'll manage." Something about the way she said it twisted Jamal's heart. He remembered how his mother used to skip dinner so he and Mia could eat. Without thinking twice, Jamal walked to the counter, pulled out the crumpled bills he had earned that morning, $12.40, and slid them across to Janet, the cashier. "Can you cover their meal? Don't tell them it was me. Just say someone wanted to do something nice." Janet blinked at him. "You sure, baby? That's your money." "I'm sure." The couple never found out who paid. They left a small note on a napkin that said, "Kindness like this is rare. Thank you, stranger." Jamal tucked it into his sketchbook. The next morning, the doorbell rang at 8 a.m. Jamal was still in his pajamas, pouring cereal for Mia, when his mother answered the door. Standing on their porch was a tall white man in an expensive navy coat, with polished shoes and kind eyes. Behind him was a sleek black car. "Good morning," he said, extending a hand. "I'm Robert Whitmore. May I speak to Jamal Carter?" Jamal peered from behind the doorway, heart thudding. "That's me. I believe you bought breakfast for my parents yesterday." Time froze. The man's parents? Jamal nodded slowly. Robert smiled. They were deeply moved. "My father called me in tears. He said a young man with a big heart had reminded him what goodness looked like. He asked me to find you." Jamal swallowed. "I didn't do it for anything. I just wanted to help." "Exactly," Robert said. "And that's why I'm here." He stepped aside, gesturing toward the car. "Come with me." Jamal's mother stepped in protectively. "Wait a minute. What's this about?" Robert turned to her gently. "Ma'am, I'm not here to hurt your family. I'm here to honor your son. I run a non-profit for underprivileged youth, and I have the means to change lives." Jamal changed ours with a single act of kindness. "I want to offer him a full scholarship to any private school he chooses, a mentor program, and, if you're willing, I'd like to help your family get back on their feet." Jamal's mother sank onto the couch, covering her mouth with her hands. "Why?" Jamal asked, stunned. "Because the world needs more people like you," Robert replied. Over the next few weeks, Jamal's life changed in ways he couldn't have imagined. He started school at one of the best academies in the state. He was given an art tutor who encouraged his sketches, and soon his drawings were featured in a local gallery. His mother received job training and a new position with benefits. They moved into a small but beautiful house with a backyard and a porch swing where Mia liked to sit and read. But it wasn't just the material things that changed. It was the look in his mother's eyes when she smiled without worry. It was Mia's laughter, unburdened. It was the quiet pride Jamal felt every time he helped someone else, remembering how one small act had rippled through so many lives. Years later, when Jamal stood on a stage accepting a scholarship to a prestigious art school, he told the story. "I paid for someone's meal once. Not because I had extra, but because I knew what it felt like to go without. I never expected anything in return. But that moment taught me that kindness has a way of finding its way back to you, multiplied." He paused, scanning the audience. His eyes settled on a gray-haired couple in the front row, holding hands. "So if you're ever in a position to help," he continued, his voice steady, "do it. Not for the reward, but because it makes the world a little less lonely. And maybe, just maybe, it'll lead to something bigger than you ever dreamed." The crowd rose in a standing ovation. And somewhere in the back, a young boy who had come to hear Jamal speak wiped his eyes and made a quiet promise to himself, "One day, I'll do something kind too." Because kindness doesn't just change lives. It creates legacies.